morning.
Yep.
Can you hear me? Why are these headphones not working?
Those buttons there on the side, turn those up, mate. Yep.
Oh yeah, there we go. Hello. It doesn't. You can hear me all right, eh?
I can't now, but turn the others up.
Do 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 do.
What's my one? Is that mine on number C? Is it? Yeah, I'm on C.
What is it?
Have you pushed C down there to start? On the main console, number C.
Oh yeah. No, I'm putting on a song first, but I mean it's working on the dial here, but I can't actually hear. And why are these headphones not working? I don't know. That's disconcerting.
That one there.
Okay, right. That's way too loud. All right.
That's it, eh?
Yeah. Now it's working. Okay, everything's on.
And where you playing it through? Through your phone?
Orange. Yeah.
So that's that one there.
No, I got it all. Yeah, all good, man. Right, we're going to start off with a song this morning. Why is it deafening me, the headphone? Yeah, welcome. It's 10:31 Saturday, May 18th, 2019, and we're going to play straight into a song, I'm Going Home, live at Woodstock by 10 Years After. It's 50 years since Woodstock, 1969. I think it was yesterday, the anniversary maybe. So yeah, here's a bit of the English band 10 Years After. This is a good one. It's quite long, but I'm sure a few people out there might enjoy it.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm not on the camera.
This thing called I'm Going Home by Helicopter.
Baby, I go home, darling. See my baby. Oh, baby, hunt you see my wife. Baby, don't go. 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 Man, you hate me so. I love my baby with red dress on. I love my baby with red dress on. I'm gonna stick it all out, darling. I'm gonna have more fun. Oh, baby, I love that way you walk. Yeah, want more money, too far to show. Need to get around on that. Go, cat, go, don't step on my blue suede shoe. I can do the family off my blue suede shoe. Back that up, down the front. When she bought my baby that night, I got home and being that she be. Top down my fancy double being to me. Yeah, coming on a baby, whole lot of chicken going on. Coming on a baby, whole lot of chicken going on. When thinking, whole lot of chicken going on. Man, shake it, baby, shake. But shake it, baby, shake. Shake it, baby, shake, shake, baby, shake. Well, I love you, baby, I love when you walk to me, go. How, ooh, yeah. Whoa, yeah. Ooh, baby, I love that way you walk. How, 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 how. I'll shake you right now. Knock you off your feet. Whoa, baby, I got a crazy. Yeah, yeah. Whoa, yeah, yeah, yeah. God, that knows I do. I love you, baby. Like God knows I do. Take your love and baby one more time. Oh, do the stomp. Do the stomp. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, baby. Oh, baby, baby, baby. Yeah, yeah. I do that, baby, I'm doing that one more time. Yeah, that's enough. I go home. I go home. Whoa. I did my baby, I did my one more time. Yeah, yeah, could I go home? See my baby. I go home. See my baby, baby. Ooh, baby, I play the blues for you. Baby. Hey. Love my baby so. Oh, I love my baby so. She's my baby, I'm never gonna let her go. Cause I'm going home. I'm going home. I'm going home. Yeah, home. Well, home, my baby, I feel so good to you. Well, rock on. Yeah, I love you, baby. With the red, red song. I love you, baby. With the red, red song. Baby, I love you so. Oh, baby. Yeah. Ooh. Love you, baby, love I one more time. I go home. I go home. I go home. Get home. Get home, baby. Look out, baby, I'm coming to get you one more time. Go home.
Yeah, so that was 10 years after, live at Woodstock. The guitarist there, Alvin Lee, passed away in 2013. But definitely one of the top guitarists of that era. Really sort of amazing guitar playing, and his band was pretty good as well. They were 10 years after. That was cool. It was a bit of a long one, but no, why not? So, Woodstock, important moment. But so this week I've got me mate Mike in studio, who I started out doing a show with Mike on Monday nights that he does interviews with sports people and just different people, and has a chat on Monday nights. Tune in if you're not doing anything else on Monday evenings. When's your show on Mondays, man? I'll put you on. What you're on?
Mate.
You're on B, are you?
On C, I think. Is it C?
C.
You have to tune it up a bit.
Yeah.
How's that going? Can you hear me there?
There we go.
Yep, we've got a big night this Monday night, my friend. We've got utter football on Monday night, 7 till 8 on Arrow FM. And
7. Yeah.
And we're talking to Roy Krishna, who's
Roy's the boy.
he's not bad, is he, mate? And
well, the Phoenix going to have to watch out, eh? He's going to get snapped up.
well, I think if he stays, he'll be the only player that does stay, because I think everyone else has gone, haven't they? But
I mean, wouldn't it be tempting for him? I mean, after that season, he's well, how old is he now? About 25?
no, he's 31 now, Roy Krishna.
Oh, wow, he's 31. So he might not get... Because I was thinking he might get an offer from Europe or something, if he was lucky, or Asia even.
Well, I think what's happened, without letting the cat out of the hat too much, Elia, I think what's happened now is there's a number of teams in Australia and over Asia that would like to have his services for the next season.
Yeah, well, I think one of those Chinese clubs would pay him all right, wouldn't they?
Yep. I think the fear of I know that the fear of a lot of the Australian clubs is that with the youngster from Fiji, Roy's he's a very family orientated, and when you go for a big money move to a club over in Aussie, and you're sort of out of your comfort zone, you're not with your family. Well, he'll be with his family, his wife, and he hasn't got any kids, but he'll be with his family. But if you're not producing the goods, they're very emotional players, the Island Boys, as you would know, I would have thought. And when they're up, but when they're down, they're very down. So it's a big risk to sign him for a lot of money. But I've heard people banding around the $1 to $2 million mark, which is a lot of money for a little guy from Latoko, I think he's from.
It'd be good. I mean, I think if he's 31, he's probably still, these days, you've still got 3 or 4 good years left in you when you turn 30.
Oh,
so,
definitely.
He could probably still keep banging them in next season, and that'd be what a lot of these A-League clubs are only worried about the next season. They don't really have a long-term plan by the looks of things.
Well, you're right, mate. And the thing with the Phoenix, I think that the real big bummer for the Phoenix is that they've only got one more season guaranteed in this league, and then they've been going through the rigmarole of having to apply, I think, and see whether they're back in. So a lot of the people that have been there this year, the coach has left, Mark Rudan, a lot of the players have gone with them to Sydney, and I think, I wouldn't, well, if I know that, and talking with Roy yesterday, I know that if I got offered a really good contract and it was 2 or 3 years over a 1-year contract extension at the Phoenix, I'd know where I'd be jumping ship. So
yeah, well, I mean, he's got to look after his future, doesn't he?
Correct.
And he's got
I think
to.
I think he will.
Yeah,
but a nice guy, really lovely guy, and he's
unless the Phoenix can stump up his wages a bit.
Yeah, well, the
which they
Phoenix
may
have got
do.
the money. Yeah, they've
they
definitely
could
got the money, but whether they want to spend it or not, that's another thing.
Ask for double, Roy. Ask for double, mate.
I think so.
Yeah, well, so what else has been happening, man? How's life been treating you?
Just plugging away. I'm enjoying obviously the English football season ended.
What a season, eh? What a season.
Well, after so much disappointment with our Man United boys, and then putting
Let's
Ollie,
not even mention United.
Well, I've got to say this just to get it off my chest, and then we can talk about greener pastures, mate. But what really did irk me was after the wonderful the annunciation that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would be the new Manchester United manager, and all things were, well, it did, didn't it? All things were looking so bright
after
and rosy.
the resurrection. Ole came.
That's right.
He brought them back from the dead. He was like Jesus raising Lazarus.
And I mean, they lost 6 of their last 10 games, and to finish
It lost to Cardiff 2-0 at Old Trafford.
I know.
That is an embarrassment.
They drew with Huddersfield. Huddersfield.
Mind you, did you see that Cardiff game? That penalty was diabolical.
Yeah.
That Cardiff got. That was. I couldn't believe that penalty was given.
Know. But Elia,
yeah, you don't need. But yeah, you should. Even if you concede a penalty at home to a team that's already relegated, you should be getting a couple of goals.
And I think also, to draw with Huddersfield and stuff like that. Huddersfield were relegated
Pogba
after
hit the
2
bar
games.
twice, so
Pogba's got to go.
Got to
go.
There's a few rumours around that he has a poor attitude, but he's a hell of a player. I mean, that's a shame about it. It's if only.
There've been better players that have gone, mate. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Well, you look at like Van Nistelrooy and Jaap Stam. Yeah.
I read that.
Like that.
I watched the Jaap Stam, documentary about
Veron. He was class, mate.
Yeah, but he didn't really produce as he could have.
No, I think Ferguson packed his head with Veron. But we're talking about United too much.
Yep.
Let's get back to
what I've been up to. Well, you mentioned that trip to Mexico, didn't you? What were you going to say about that?
I was going to say, I was thinking about it recently, and I was saying, right, so that game, you guys, was it 2-0 you lost to Brazil?
We lost to Brazil 2-0.
So you had a good game, didn't you?
Yeah, I got man of the match.
You saved a lot of. You made a lot of saves, but so what's going through your head when Ronaldinho is shaping up to take the free kick? What are you thinking?
Well, can I give you a lead up to that beforehand?
Yeah,
is it okay?
Okay.
Because I mean, that trip we went away for 9 weeks with the All Whites, and that would never be heard of today. We're a group
That's
of
a good trip.
professionals.
9 weeks.
It was amazing, and
so that must have been off season then.
Well, I don't know when it was. It must have been, but we had this amazing trip. Yeah, it must have been the off season for us.
Confederations Cup, so that's the New Zealand summer, isn't it?
Yeah. I can't remember. It was in 1999, but
a while ago.
I mean, cut to the chase. We had a wonderful bunch of guys that we went away with for a great tour, and no dramas at all on tour. Besides, I think the last night we had a bit of a fisticuffs with a couple of the locals in Guadalajara after a night out. So,
yeah.
And I think Mick Wade, our assistant coach, broke his arm after punching or being punched someone. But we had a really good time, and just going into that game, I remember the changing room before the match, and Ronaldinho had scored a few against Germany in the previous game for Brazil, and he was this young 19-year-old, the superstar coming through, the next best since Pelé, they reckon. So, I'm in goal thinking, I remember warming up, and when we're warming up on this pitch, and all the pitches there obviously are like bowling greens, aren't they? And,
you can only imagine. It would have been magic.
And where we're playing is the game, is the stadium where. Do you remember Pelé's header, which Gordon Banks saved from the post?
Yeah, the greatest save ever, they call it.
That's the one.
Yeah,
well, that's the picture we were playing on.
Okay. Yeah.
So obviously reminiscing before the game and talking to a few of the guys, talking about, maybe I'll do something as good today, but it wasn't to be. But we in the change room before the game earlier, and I remember there was someone throwing up in the toilet next door to me. I didn't know who it was, and I'm just... and I said, who's that? And it was Zorzic, our captain, Chris Zorzic.
Okay, yeah.
And I said to him... how are you feeling, mate? And he goes, well, you better have a great game today, Arts, because I'm thinking it could be pretty ugly otherwise. And I said, mate, if we score, we'll win.
Yeah.
And he said, what do you mean? I said, I was that confident because you've got to remember, 18 months ago, I'd broken my neck in a car crash, and I was told I'd never walk, let alone play football again.
Yeah.
And so for me to be walking again was pretty cool, and for me to be playing for New Zealand and Guadalajara against 100,000 people, and Brazil was pretty impressive as well. So getting back on the park was pretty good. And we lost the game 2-0, unfortunately. But I remember the national anthem before the game, and there were tears in my eyes and thinking, wow, I've got back to this. And all the boys were that was the moment that no money could ever pay for. No one could buy that moment. And it was just an amazing occasion to be part of. And I think the biggest thing for all of us was... this will never be, we'll never have a chance to repeat this, so go out and make the most of it. And we lost 2-0, but we had a wonderful night, and we actually did the haka in front of the crowd. We had Harry Nata, Sky commentator, leading the haka there, I think one of 3 or 4 Maoris on the team, and we had a few other Maoris like myself who don't really look Maori, you just got a bit of blood in them, but we did the haka, and it was a couple of Maoris with a dozen white boys jumping around like idiots.
Okay, let's talk about that free kick, though. So the free kick, he's taking the free kick, you're in goal.
Minute to go, the boys come on.
And where did he put it?
He put it right to my left, if I'm facing him. It was to my left in the stanchion.
The top corner?
Top corner. It actually hit the stanchion right in the top corner.
So there was no way you were going to save it?
I didn't even dive.
Yeah.
I just said no.
I just watched it go in.
To be honest,
well,
mate,
that was a good free kick.
yeah, pretty good. I was absolutely shattered because we were emotionally we were drained. We're 1-0 down, but we'd
Who
been
scored
destroyed.
the first goal for them?
It was Paulo Cesar.
Oh, yeah.
Who was the top goal scorer over in Brazil playing locally.
Yeah.
And but yeah, nice.
But that's something that what a lovely memory, Ronaldinho.
Yeah.
Slotting one top corner, and you're just like,
Yeah,
there you go.
swap shirts.
Good on
I
you.
think,
Good on you, Ronnie.
Yeah, thanks, mate. And I swapped shirts with Dida, the Brazil and AC Milan goalkeeper.
Yeah, no, he was a good keeper, wasn't he?
Huge, big boy.
Do you remember that penalty shootout? I think it was Milan versus... It was AC Milan versus someone else, and he was in it. And the keepers saved like 5 penalties each.
Yeah,
Or something.
yeah,
It was crazy. And I think the penalty shootout was like 2-1 or something.
Yeah, I do.
And there were like 8 or 9 penalties each.
Well, he was great at
But they were
saving
just-
penalties.
Yeah, no, what a crack. That was awesome. But I know I'm going to play another song now. I got a good one that I was listening to last night. That this is a song by Radiohead. It's from the Kid A album. I've always liked this track. It's pretty relaxing compared to the 10 years after that I just played a moment ago. But it's a good tune, and I think people out there are going to like it listening. And it's called Everything in Its Right Place.
Nice.
So that was Radiohead, Everything in Its Right Place. Good tune, that one. Kid A came out in... When did that album come out? I think 2000, maybe 1999, I think. Yeah, good one to have a look back on if you're not familiar with it. Pretty interesting. Right, we're going to have Indira on with the Southend update now. She's on mic B. And, right, you're on, Indira. What's happening at Southend?
Well, we just had the talent show, which it was pretty cool because there was some cool talents.
Just sit back a little bit from the mic.
Guitar, like electric guitar and drumming, and I did some comedy and dancing and piano, and one of them played Bohemian Rhapsody on the piano. It was pretty
Very cool.
And we're just getting ready for cross country next week.
Oh, okay. Where's that? Is that the inter-school one?
Yes.
All right. So training's in full swing for the cross country, and that's so that's the Southend update. Any shout outs today?
Michael's birthday next week.
No, don't worry about that.
It's someone's birthday this Sunday and someone's birthday next week.
Okay.
The two people are Dexter and Michael.
Yay!
Yay! Happy birthday!
Yay,
All right.
cool stuff.
Thank you for the Southend update, Indira.
So cool.
Bye.
Have a good week. Bye.
Beautiful, Indira. That's awesome.
Extra cool.
No.
Be careful.
Yeah. So it's been a good week, all said and done. We've been working away on the house at home, which is no one's really interested in out there, and several other things have happened in the world, haven't they? It looks like the US are cooking up an invasion of Iran, possibly. There's rumours in the pipeline that they're ready to mobilise 100,000 troops to the Gulf. I mean, to the Middle East there, and which is never good news, really. It's like, are they really actually going to start another war? Because the rumblings are there, and it's like, even that talk of that is in the New York Times this week. They were talking about rumours that 100,000 troops were that a request had gone through to the Senate or something like that, which is mildly distressing. We don't want World War III starting, or maybe it already has. But we might play another song, actually. Here's another good song that I was listening to last night that, well, I'm a big fan of it, actually. I'm a big fan of this band. They're a Kiwi band. They're called, I've played them on here before, they're called Ha the Unclear. And this is a song called Bacterium, Look at Your Motor Go. And it's from the album Invisible Lines. Yeah, great tune. I love this guy's voice, and this has a really... I love the way he sort of sings in this song as well. It's excellent. Check it out.
Gotta walk by the naturally occurring phenomena. Bout to those pancake rocks and those motorkey boulders. Bout to it all. Let it make you feel little, 'cause that's what I am, I'm little. So are you. Yeah, we are insignificant. Got a wolf by the ears, and you can't let go. So you wait for the arm and the line, that coat on the bough of the big oak tree, and the backward supplies the shade. So wait for the arm of the line, that coat on the bough of the big oak tree, and the backward it supplies us with shade. And there is no enemy. No, there is no enemy.
It's a goodie, eh? Bacterium. The Unclear. Check out the album. There's a few good tracks on it. There's one really funny one called Battery Farm. It's actually hilarious. I think maybe have I played it? No, I'm not sure I have. Yeah, so today I'll be back into the football after a 2-week break. I refereed a game last week. It was sensational for the fans down there at Greytown. It was a 9-4 victory to Greytown Spartans over the Featherston second team, who put up a stern fight, and but not stern enough in the end. They were overrun by the Spartans, who managed to slot 9, but actually could have got 10, 11 or 12 realistically. Mind you, Featherston missed a couple as well. I refereed it, and it was a game played in good spirit, which I was glad about. There were no foul. I think I only blew for, I think, 2 free kicks, or 3 free kicks in the entire game, which is a good sign of sportsmanship between those, or sportspersonship, maybe we should say these days. Goodness. Good day out had by all. And I donned my black uniform and felt like a professional referee, even though I did stipulate before the game that I wanted to be paid in a couple of beers. And after the game, there was no mention of beers by anyone, which I was a little bit perturbed by. So I just left. No, I hung around for a little while and said hello to some people, and then totted off down the road in the Corolla. I hope everyone out there is having a glorious day. It is a glorious day here in Wairarapa, the land of glistening waters is glistening today. And if you're lucky enough to be by the water in Wairarapa, you might have to shield your eyes from that, the brilliance. I have been interested in the goings on with this. I was going to play this particular tune earlier today at the opening of the show, and then I actually changed that and played 10 years after, because it is 50 years since the original Woodstock, which was a sort of a cultural a point of significant cultural impact. And it was sort of some people say that it was when sort of that counterculture in the United States reached a peak, and then a few weeks later at Altamont, when the person was killed, was sort of when it started to ebb away. And then Charlie Manson did his thing with his those murders and so on, which Tarantino's recently made a movie about. I did hear there's another movie that's come out about it that's pretty good. But I was going to play a bit of Wagner, which is always good on a Saturday morning, when you sort of, maybe if you live out on the farm and you get up at 6 a.m. on a Saturday morning and you're rocking around the farm, and it'd be pretty cool to have speakers set up all around the farm, and you just crank this song on to welcome the new day. I'll chuck on a little bit of it, because I don't think we need to listen to the entire track, but it's the Valkyrie. We'll just listen to the start. I'm going to put it on now. Here it is. It's a classic. Majestic is how I think of that song. Those horns, marvelous. So there's actually a circus in town. The circus is in town in Carterton this week. Might pop along there tonight with the kids. Have a look at the various acrobats doing their marvelous. I've just said marvelous again 30 seconds after saying it. That's terrible radio. Maybe stupendous, aerial acrobatics, and so Mike, you're back on the mic, Mike.
Yeah, mate, I'm back again, mate. Sorry about popping up for a bit of a.
What's this game this afternoon that people in Wairarapa should get down and watch? Who's playing? Down
at the turf today, which is obviously the best pitch in the world. We have the mighty Maroma Rangers, which is my youth team.
Yeah,
played as a youngster, have come to town to play Wairarapa United.
Right, so that's actually a Central League game, isn't it? It's a big game. So, and Maroma, how have they been going this year?
Maroma's sort of there or thereabouts. I think they're sort of mid to early top of the half of the table, mate. But they're not the team they used to be a few years ago when they used to dominate everything.
Well, I saw that Olympic were banging them in for fun this season.
Yeah, they've been scoring for fun. I think the Greeks are always going to be.
But this season they were just scoring obscene amounts of goals by the looks of things.
I don't think it's
they won a couple of games 10-1 and 10-0.
But Ellie, I don't think it's a reflection on how good they are. I think it's the opposition. I think there's a couple of teams in that league who aren't up to scratch.
Oh yeah, Wairarapa United is possibly one of the ones that's struggling a bit.
Well, they started poorly,
but they're getting better, eh?
Yep.
Well, hopefully they can roll over your old club today.
Yeah, well, no.
But divided loyalties.
Yeah, no, there's no divided loyalties. I'm a Maroma man through and through. And
so you'll be have your Maroma shirt on the sideline. You haven't got one anymore.
It won't fit, mate.
You've got a Maroma scarf.
I haven't, but
maybe you could make a flag.
I could use a tent as a top or something, but I'm a big boy these days. But no, I did actually text a couple of mates down in the capital this morning to see if they were coming through and coming over the hill to watch, but they're not. And but I'll be there. But I will be.
Hey, did you know that FIFA actually? I think FIFA put about $1 million towards that pitch over there, the Wairarapa one.
Fantastic,
because that's part of their grassroots funding thing, where they could have actually paid for the whole thing themselves instead of.
Well, you see a lot of that in the island countries these days.
But FIFA are just a corrupt organisation, aren't they, really? And everyone knows it, and nothing's really come out of it. I remember there was the corruption investigator a couple of years ago who actually got fired. Because he was doing too good a job. That's classic FIFA, eh?
I think FIFA. I read an article a couple of years ago, mate, and it was about FIFA, and apparently FIFA, all the money that's basically taken in from them each year from all the the federations and that they don't even spend the interest. There's so much money coming in. It's such a big corporation where these people go and have the meetings, the FIFA delegates and all that stuff. There's no
laugh.
It's just unbelievable. They get treated like royalty. And the people, they do get treated like royalty, the people at the top, and
then they think they're royalty.
And then
they get a little bit delusional and they start making bizarre decisions. And
who was the Brazilian that was on top for? Was it Avalanche?
Avalanche.
He was there for
I read
years
the book, the one by the English journalist, How They Stole the Game, I think it's called.
And even stuff like Michel Platini, how he came and got involved, and he was a number 2, wasn't he? He was a captain. He was a leader of the European delegates. But what upsets me is a guy like Platini. He got banned for life because, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe he got banned for life because he took a £1 million payment for services overseeing something, and it just stinks of corruption, And I mean, as if a guy like Michel Platini would need £1 million, But the greed that these guys have, isn't it? It's just.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's just one. I suppose it's a funny part of the game, isn't it? I mean, and it's
disappointing.
One thing is that one thing about professional sport all over the world is that there's always been that element to it. Even back in, I think even back in the 1800s, it was like, I'll give you a litre of milk and a pound of butter. And. You come down to my club, mate. And then maybe we'll get you a few free beers after the game. And maybe get you a cow at the end of the season if you're loyal. And That's how it used to be.
We would have all signed for that club.
Sounds like a good club.
A couple of free beers and a cow, mate. I would have been there for
that's
life.
income. That's income next season.
No, you're right. But it is disappointing, and it's very rife today, isn't it? So,
Oh, yeah, it's crazy. But, they always talk about how they're going to clean it up, and then, something happens for about a month, and then it's all sort of smoothed over.
Well, do you see the yesterday, or was it the day before, what's happening with Manchester City now that they're being investigated by FIFA?
Yeah.
And also, not just FIFA, but also the fair trade or something. What is it they got?
UEFA are looking into banning them from next year's Champions League, which would be huge if it happens. Like that'd be but it would actually be. It wouldn't work out very well for the teams in England because it just means City are going to smash that league by even more. Maybe they're going to get 110 points. If they're not in Europe.
Well, what's disappointing is their sponsors, United Arab Emirates or something, or the
I think it's
Qatar.
It is Qatar.
Qatar Airlines.
Yeah,
but Qatar Airlines apparently only paid them $9 million.
Abu Dhabi, is that?
Well,
Qatar?
Abu Dhabi. That's right. But they only paid them whoever. But apparently the airline only paid them £9 million, and the Abu Dhabi consortium that owns the club paid them £59.5 million.
They've sort of the creative accounting has sort of put the money here, there, and everywhere, and they reckon they've got no case to answer.
Yeah,
but.
Lack of visibility, I suppose, and transparency.
I'll have a little chuckle if they get banned from the Champions Leagues next year because it means that it would open up another place. Funnily enough, for England, possibly you'd think it would. So then I think Arsenal might sneak in because at the moment Arsenal are in Europa League, aren't they?
That's right.
And United are in Europa League.
But
United could still miss out on the Europa League, I think, if Watford win the FA Cup. But I'd love to see Watford stop City getting that double. That'd be amazing, but
can't see it.
Yeah, they're a good side, but City, they've had a bit of rest now. They'll be raring to go.
Watford would have to go and beat them up, physically really get stuck into them and kick lumps out of them.
They've got some good players though, Watford.
I like
the midfielder Decore. They reckon he's going to get signed by quite a big club. Not saying that Watford aren't a big club, but they're not huge. But Decore, he's class. He's a player I'd like to see go to United actually. But I think United are looking at signing that Koulibaly.
Is that the Ajax player? No,
I don't know where Koulibaly is. I think maybe he's playing in Italy. I can't remember. But he's a quality midfielder. Mm-hmm. I signed him on FIFA because I play the video game. I'm managing Athletic Bilbao on FIFA. I'm sure everyone's interested in that as well.
Over the moon, yeah.
We're second on the table at the moment in my make-believe league, and Real Madrid are ahead of us by 3 points with 6 games left. But they've got Valencia and Barcelona, so I'm hoping that they draw and lose, and then we can just sneak past them by 1 point by the end of the season.
There we go.
Yeah, but that's all make-believe. But here's a cool song that I was listening to last night actually, and I thought I'd chuck it on today. And it's a bit of the Wu-Tang Clan actually, a bit of Old Dirty Bastard. Are you allowed to say that on air these days? I think you are. I think you're allowed to say bastard.
Wu-Tang Clan.
I think you're allowed to say it. I mean, I'm sorry to add to those out there who are offended by that word, but that's his name. He's an artist. He's now deceased, but this is a classic by him. It's called Pop Shots.
Good sounds.
Old Dirty. See, my name is the ODB. The old dirty bastard. Wu-Tang, 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 Wu-Tang. Rockefeller, Wu-Tang, Wu-Tang. 96 was the year that it started. Crack hit the States and my hood got to poppin'. Back then they had to catch you with narcotics. Without a doubt, Brooklyn had the hardest projects. Nowadays, if a nigga say you got it, you be sitting in the county with like 3 or 4 charges. Young and started, but I had a talent to get this package up, cause I took it as a challenge. So older niggas gave me much as I could handle. Cop the Eagle starter jacket with the green New Balance shit. I'm feeling clean, I was only 13 with the heavy starch on my Bugle Boy Jeans. My name spelled out on my 4-finger ring. It was dirt then, cause my girl you ain't seen.
Yeah.
Old dirty bastard. Roll it.
See, my name is the ODB.
Dirty bastard.
See, my name is the ODB.
The old dirty bastard. Toe to toe, I scrap with the best. If I fit 10 rounds, nigga, 9 gon' connect. If you ain't feeling 1 or 2, I respect, cause I probably just forgot and wrote it strictly from my set. Wu-Tang, man, I love my set. Niggas coming up here, cause this is where the cheese at. Look here, more money, more problems, my ass. Using naive cat, if you should believe that. For real, that's some shit to try to keep you where you at. All content, while niggas riding Bentleys and Maybach. Think I'm a laid-back player, forget it. First 100 G's I see, nigga, I'm trying to flip it. And that's some real shit, not just a lyric. Got a couple of open cases, not too specific. Niggas out here trying to prove who's the realest. It's okay to pop shit, but come a little different.
Yeah.
Tell them who the fuck I been.
The ODB.
Tell them who the fuck.
Oh, sorry about that. It had a bit of swearing in that song, and I wasn't aware of it. Oh well, I'm sure everyone's okay. So, Mike, you're back on C, and I was just saying to you off air that isn't it great that Liverpool didn't win the Premier League?
Yeah, as much as I've got a lot of friends who are Liverpool supporters, I hate Liverpool, mate.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of them myself, but and I can't think of anything worse than listening to the likes of my Liverpool supporting friends about. They would have gone on about that probably for about 30 years until I died, and then possibly they might win the Champions League. So imagine if they'd won the league and then they were waiting for the CL final and then they won that, and then oh my goodness, they'd be going on about that, and it'd be torturous actually. So well done City on edging them out, even though I can't stand City either. And it's just, isn't it funny how we all have these little loyalties to these entities that we sort of, and it's sort of like it's a funny human thing, isn't it? I support Manchester United because of my coach Jeff Doolan back in 1986, who put me onto them, and that was the first season Ferguson was at the club, and and then they went bananas over the next few years, and but yeah, it's good. Well, that'll be a good game as well, man.
Well, I think
Spurs Liverpool final.
It'd be a great game.
Harry Kane is apparently maybe back for it.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to say, I actually. My dislike for Liverpool is even greater than my dislike for Chelsea, to be fair. Liverpool, because Liverpool in the 80s, when I was growing up in the 80s, Liverpool were the team, and United, and my good mate Bruce Grobbelaar was in goal for them, and I hated him with a passion. And then years later, I used to get on the terps with him. But it'd be great to see Spurs win it, wouldn't it? It'd be fantastic.
Well, I just think it's going to be an excellent game of football, isn't it?
Yep.
Because they're both good sides, and there's I don't think there's any argument about the best teams making the final this season, because Ajax, look who they knocked out. Madrid, they knocked out who else did they knocked out someone else huge, Juventus as well, didn't they?
Yeah, I might differ with that, but I think Spurs, I think Liverpool were definitely one of the better teams. I think Man City could have done better, but I think Spurs have really surprised, and good luck to them. I think the English, to see that the English football, how strong it is at the moment.
Spurs are a very good side, though, regardless of the fact they haven't actually signed many players in the last couple of years because they've been paying their stadium off. But, Pochettino's done an excellent job there. It'd be interesting to see where he goes. I see the Juventus job's opened up because Allegri's are... I think he's maybe even been forced out, possibly because he didn't win the Champions League.
Oh, yeah.
And so even though he's won, I think, 5 Serie A titles in a row.
Is it 5 or 6?
See you later,
Might
mate.
be 6 even.
Well, I think he won 5 and Conte won 3 before that, because I think they've won 8 in a row.
Yeah.
And there's a rumour that Conte's going back to Juventus.
But I think, just on that, man, I think it's a huge for Pochettino. How do you pronounce his name? Pochettino. I think the Manchester United hierarchy at the club there must be sort of kicking themselves a bit, because when they signed Ollie to a long-term contract rather than just till the summer, they really didn't think it was going to implode like it has, at Manchester United, and they were looking at the Spurs manager as a possible replacement for the new season, weren't they?
Yeah, I could just hear a noise out there I wonder what that is. Oh, okay. I've left. Okay, all right. Yeah, no. Let's have a song to sign things off today. It's going to be. I think I'm always playing Marlon Williams. So
Yeah, good song.
but I might play this one anyway. This is a goodie off his most recent album, just to sign things off today. It's "Make Way for Love," Marlon Williams. Actually, I'm coming back. I actually realised I played that 2 weeks ago, so I'm going to go with something completely different. And this is a classic from Florence and the Machine. Dog Days Are Over.
Happiness hit her like a train on a track, coming towards her, stuck still, no turning back. She hid around corners and she hid under beds. She killed it with kisses, and from it she fled. With every bubble she sank with a drink and washed it away down the kitchen sink. The dog days are over, the dog days are done. The horses are coming, so you better run. Run fast for your mother, run fast for your father. Run for your children, for your sisters and brothers. Leave all your love and your longing behind. You can't carry it with you if you want to survive. The dog days are over, the dog days are done. Can you hear the horses? 'Cause here they come. And I never wanted anything from you except everything you had and what was left after that too. Happiness, I hit her like a bullet in the back. Struck from a great height by someone who should have known better. The dog days are over, the dog days are done. Can you hear the horses? 'Cause here they come.
All right, that's the show for this week, 11:31. We've gone 1 minute over, but have a great week, everyone, and I hope, I hope you enjoy your Saturday, and see you next week.